Okay, let's do this. You guys ready? Welcome to DevOpsDays Kansas City. Wait, I didn't hear that. Let's get excited this morning. We've got this beautiful theater here. We're going to learn. Welcome to DevOpsDays Kansas City. That's more like it. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Aaron Blythe, and I want to thank you for attending. More than that, I want you to thank yourself for being here. So, applause. So I assume that for each and every one of you in your companies that you're going through a digital transformation. That isn't a phase. That isn't some 2-year plan where at the end of it, we're all glad that that's over. Change in technology is constant. When I look back over my career, I remember shipping software on some of these. Does anybody remember that? So technology change has been here for years, and it's going to be here for the foreseeable future. The CDs that will be talked about here on the stage today are no longer these. They're continuous delivery and continuous deployment, so we don't need those anymore. For the younger people out there, that's how we used to listen to music. It was super high tech at some point, but things continue to move on. So each of you chose to be in this room here today on some level. So I want you to make the most of these 2 days. I want you to meet someone new, find out why they're here, and have a great time. For the people that are new to DevOps, I want to offer a common set of values that we refer to as columns. Culture, automation, learning, measurement, and sharing. Culture to me is by far the hardest, but probably the most important, and we'll see a lot of those talks today. Automation and measurement, that's the fun stuff. I really love doing the tech. Sharing and learning is what we're all here today to do at this conference. So where's that schedule? You should have a folded piece of paper at each of the tables, and you can also find it online by going to DevOpsDaysKC.org and clicking on Program. I'm going to take a little bit of time now to walk you through the program so that you can get the most out of your day. This morning, we have great talks lined up for you. Many are going to cover pieces of the columns that I just talked about, and we've selected speakers and topics that are bound to get you to think differently than the way you already do in your job. We believe in continuous feedback. So as a speaker completes their talk, take those slips of paper that you have on your table and either put the speaker name or the talk name, something that we can identify who you're talking about, and give us a +1 for positive, 0 for neutral, and a negative for things that don't meet your expectations. And then you can put comments on the back of those cards. But let's take that a step further. If you have feedback on anything throughout the process, just cross out the talk and speaker, put the topic that you have feedback on, and give us that +1, -1, or 0 feedback, or any comments that you have, and stuff them in those ballot boxes. After the morning talks, we're going to have some Joe's Kansas City barbecue for lunch. Yeah? There will be beef brisket, pulled pork, and turkey, and there's also a vegetarian option. If any of you are having trouble finding any of the diet-restricted items, grab one of our organizers. We're wearing these maroon shirts, and we'll help you track that down. So for lunch, you're going to move towards the back, and you see those little, like that little kind of hallway thing there, and then move up towards the front, and then move out these doors and go through. We're going to have multiple lines. Then we're going to ask that you go out past the bathrooms, come back in, and sit down. We want this queue to move efficiently, given the space that we have here. After lunch, we're going to come back for one more talk that you're definitely going to want to see. Then we're going to move on to Ignites. Ignites are rapid-fire 5-minute talks, and we have a lot of them. We're going to expose you to a lot of awesome new ideas really quickly. We also have Ignite Karaoke that I'm going to need 2 volunteers for. So come and see me afterwards, and one of the volunteers we want to actually be someone that's not from the Kansas City area. So, open spaces is where we're going to turn the conference over to you. You're going to move from the role of a listener to an active attendee. So throughout the morning, please suggest topics that you want to talk to others about by placing that sticky note that's on your table out in our board, in our idea center right outside the auditorium. You can also write directly on those big sticky notes that are on there, and then you vote for the ones that you want to do the most by putting a dot next to those. So shortly after lunch, we're going to compile a list of the top topics, and we're going to assign portions of this room to be different areas, and we're going to have open spaces outside of these areas also. So we're going to need your help. We're going to move the tables out. We're just going to circle up chairs. After open spaces are over, we're going to have people summarize what was talked about. If this is a role that you're interested in, self-select as the note taker for the topic that you're participating in. And hopefully this process will give you tons of topics as we move into the evening social where you'll take on a networking role. So we hope you'll join us tonight for games, food, prizes, and drinks at Hamburger Mary's, which is right next door, literally 85 feet outside of the door. We have the place rented out for a private event that starts at 6. You're going to need your badge to show you you're part of the conference. And this awesome event is hosted by GitLab. Yeah, GitLab. Woo! There we go. We have a code of conduct for this conference that we take very seriously. During people's talks and throughout open spaces, it's okay to disagree. In fact, it's sort of expected. We all come from different backgrounds and we have different ideas and stuff, so we're going to disagree. However, it's not okay to be disrespectful, to harass or intimidate others. We want an atmosphere that's inclusive and promotes growth and understanding. We also want you to be responsible and look out for each other. So use Uber or taxis or the streetcar, travel in groups, and let's make sure that you make it back to your company and you can continue on that digital transformation. So this year we have Wi-Fi. Yeah, applause. Yeah. Last year we did not. So we're moving up, right? They tell us that they can handle the bandwidth that we're going to use in this room, but all of you know that this is a tech conference, so we're going to see, right? The program on your table contains the connection information for the Wi-Fi. There's an ops area in the front, and there's an ops room here in the back. We ask that you take any noise that you have out of these areas, like whether it's like a work call or those must-attend meetings, or if you have outages. We all know how ops life works. We ask that you just take that away, take care of it quickly, and get back in here. When you're in the theater here, we ask that you be part of this conference. We want you to live in the moment that we have right here, instead of being distracted by every pop-up that you have going through all of your feeds. We've got a lot of great content, and actually this can help you be less distracted when you get back to work. T-shirts are printed on-site this year by Scene Merch. So I think at registration you received a slip. You choose your T-shirt design and the color in that encore room in the front that we're using as a place for ops room in the morning, and then that'll be part of open spaces. You fill out and turn in your card to the people there, and then follow the directions for your T-shirt pickup. So enjoy your awesome new shirt. They're pretty rad, so yeah. So this conference grew out of DevOps Kansas City meetup, which is a meetup that I've co-organized with different people for the last 4.5 years. For the last 2 years, Dan Barker has been co-organizing and crushing it by booking really awesome speakers. So we hold a monthly meetup from 5:30 to 8:30 at night. Many people that are in this room have shared thoughts there. So our next meetup will be in October, and we'll be doing follow-along tutorials. Recently we did a Kubernetes one, which was fairly popular. Like people were able to leave and be pretty close to having Kubernetes up and running that they all did themselves. One of our speakers from this conference, Dave Swirsky, will be walking through the setup of his DevOps Katas VM. And we have a lot more spots to fill if you want to do a tutorial, like run a tutorial. So let us know, and we'll get you on the schedule. So if you learn by teaching or learn by doing, please come to this meetup. Join the conversation on this conference on Slack and Twitter. If you're not already on the DevOps KC Slack, it's really easy to do. You simply go to slack.devopskc.com and enter your email address, and then you're going to receive an invite, which will have that magic link, and you can get right onto that Slack. We have 2 hashtags for this conference. We've got DevOpsDays KC, it should say, so DevOpsDays KC, and then we have the roles we play. We're going to have raffles at the end. We're looking for some of the most interesting or most retweeted or most liked tweets that are using that hashtag of the roles we play. We got a virtual job board, so if you join the Slack, job postings, if you have a job or you're looking for a job, please post in there. We'd love to see that people make connections during this conference. And I want to thank our organizers. This amazing group of 11 people that I've had the pleasure of working with over the past year, all of these people have full-time jobs and have volunteered to do the work to put on the show for you today. So you can find them today wearing a maroon shirt, and if you do, tell them thank you when you see them. So thank you, organizers. They're also here if you experience any code of conduct violation. Grab us, let us know. A lot of times people don't even know that they've offended someone, and we can really resolve that fairly quickly. We want to make sure everything gets resolved quickly and we have a great time. So this is only our 2nd time doing this. We have over 300 of you here today. Your role as attendee is to provide us feedback throughout the day. Much like in software deployments, mistakes are going to be made. Be patient with us, and we're going to try to make things right as fast as we can. And a huge thank you to our sponsors. Applause. Without them, we would not have this conference. They help to fund the food, the party, and many other things. So please stop by their booths throughout the day. I'm sure they're going to have a lot of excellent things that they're willing to give you. And I do want to call out the Messenger coffee. Anybody have the coffee? Yeah? Yeah, they were going to charge for the premium. They just decided that you people are so wonderful that they gave it away for free this morning. So huge thank you to Messenger Coffee. And also, I think that one person did pay, and they said, go find them. They're going to give you your money back. So super awesome. So thank you. So one more time, let's keep it down and be respectful of the speakers. Put your phones on silent or vibrate. And with that, I want to call up our first speaker, Chloe Condon.